Hello, my name is Seamus Evans and I have Tourette Syndrome. Tourette Syndrome is a neurological condition made up of both motor and vocal tics. You've got to have both motor and vocal to be classified as Tourette's. Basically, the way everybody's brain works is to self-regulate itself. It fires off signals to the body to make sure it's working and alive. People with Tourette's just have a weak or no gait, so those unwanted signals just fire through. Best way to describe a tic is like having an itch on your arm. It's like just subconsciously you'll scratch it. That's exactly the feeling. And the way I describe having my tics is, you know that feeling when you put your cotton bud in your ear and you're like, oh, when you get that tic, like when you get it just right, oh, it's a good feeling. I've had Tourette syndrome my whole life. I'm 31 now and I meet so many parents who their child has just been diagnosed and they've had Tourette's for just over a year. And the most common question I get asked is, how do we make it stop? How do we make it go away? And because I'm not a parent, I'm faced with that really awkward, like telling a parent what to do. The message I need to get across to them is, it's not going anywhere. It's not going away. It's called Tourette's and it's there. I say it's there forever. Many psychiatrists, many medical journals and doctors and practitioners will say that you can grow out of it. That might be the case for some. However, I never tell that to anyone because I was told I was going to grow out of it by 18. I'm 31. What I feel that gives is a sense of false hope. So I remember leading up to my 18th birthday thinking, oh, 2 more days and I don't have Tourette's. I'm 31. I still have it. Growing up with Tourette's was quite difficult. I didn't like having it. I didn't want it. I didn't ask to have Tourette's. They were the cards I was dealt with. It's only now at 31 I've been able to reflect over my life, to analyze what did Tourette's give me other than heaps of stand-up comedy material and heaps of funny conversation around a dinner table and heaps of funny social awkward situations. Other than that, what did it equip me with? Because I went through such a difficult time having Tourette's, being embarrassed, being insecure, being self-conscious about it, I did a lot of soul searching. I did a lot of reflection and I had to employ techniques to build my confidence back up. So as a result, it's a catch-22. Because I have Tourette's, I'm actually more confident because of it. Because I've done a lot of work learning how to be more confident, learning the different tricks and techniques of how to make myself feel more powerful, feel more confident. And thankfully, I actually had a very long career on television and radio where you need to be really confident putting yourself out there. A lot of people say, oh, you've got Tourette's. Does that mean you just swear all the time and say, I've got Tourette's? No, I don't have coprolalia. Only 10% of the population who has Tourette's has coprolalia, and that is the obscene words, offensive sentences, profanity tic, swearing tic. I don't have that. When people have coprolalia, it's not a reflection on their own personal views. It's not a reflection of their politics. It's not a reflection of their opinion. It's not personal and it's not directed at that individual. It's not what they think about them. It's a tic. It just fires out. That cough, that was a cough. No, not a tic. So over my Tourette's journey, I've learned how to manipulate and redirect my tics. And I had to do that through lots of concentration, lots of focus, and lots of, every time I ticked, I would do it slightly differently. I would find the sensation in the feeling in the tic. What is the feeling that I want from that tic? And I would explore the feeling more so than the movement. For example, I'll tell you a tic. Growing up, I used to bang my knees together. And that used to give me really big bruises. And it hurt. So I had to learn ways to not hurt myself and change the tic. And I remember thinking, well, what's the feeling that I want? It's the feeling against my knees and in my groin. So what I do is I put my elbow and my palm across my knees like that, and I squeeze in. And that gives me the sensation. So I've literally changed that tic from banging my knees together to getting that sensation there. This has been a lifelong journey and it's a management. It's not a cure. It doesn't stop it. It's a management. I had to do it all day, every day. I don't really do it that much anymore because being an ambassador for Tourette Syndrome Association Australia, my whole messaging is be confident, be proud, be out there, accept who you are as a person and go 100%. And not only that, I talk about Tourette's all the time, which means they've triggered it. And in the last 24 months, my Tourette's has skyrocketed because I'm always talking about it. I'm always in front of people. I'm always thinking about it. People are always asking me questions about it. So my Tourette's has just like gone like Katy Perry's fireworks. Gone bananas. I just wanted to do a little introductory of who I am and my experience with Tourette's and what I've got. Growing up, yeah, I got bullied. I got bullied because I had Tourette's. And you know what? A really hard message I've got to say to people who have Tourette's is you're going to get bullied. You're going to get the negative comments. You're going to be stared at. It sucks. Full stop. There's no fixing that. Unless the world changes, humans can be jerks. It's really hard. So I'm sorry. But that experience, personally, it made me stronger. I've got very, very thick skin. Not a lot offends me at all. In fact, I do a lot of stand-up comedy and Tourette Syndrome is a large part of my content. And so I've got a rule. When I meet someone and, they find out I've got Tourette's and then they're kind of sensitive, I say, listen, I'm not offended by anything. It's totally cool, whatever. If they start making jokes, I have a rule. You can make as many jokes as you want, but they've got to be funnier than mine. And they're usually not. So I'm 31, I live here in Australia, and as an ambassador for Tourette Syndrome Association Australia, I travel all over the country and I give talks on overcoming adversity, building resilience, spreading Tourette Syndrome awareness. I also have ADHD, so I do a lot of information on ADHD and doing a lot of education to teachers and how to handle kids in the class that were just like me as a kid. I failed school, I sucked at school, I was super disruptive. And so I do a lot of work with teachers and schools. I do a lot of work in corporate businesses with overcoming adversity in the workplace. Before that, I was in radio for 5 years. I was a breakfast radio host for the Hit Network here in Australia. And before that, I was on a kids' TV show. 2 of them, actually. I was on a cartoon show in the morning and Totally Wild. However, nobody watches TV anymore. So when I go to schools and I say that, they're like, I don't know what that show is. I don't watch television. No one watches it. It's all YouTube and Netflix and Stan. So that's why I've started a YouTube channel, because I want to put as much information out there as possible on Tourette Syndrome, on ADHD, and really encourage people all over the world to feel better about themselves. So give me a like, give me a subscribe, and tell your friends.